Okay, Joey, your box has arrived, so let's go ahead and get things unpacked and we can have a look at what you sent. And then we can start the process. Okay. Cool turtle. All right, let's zoom in and have a close look here. Okay. So let's see what we've got. We have a 1980 6309 7049, otherwise known to many as the Turtle. This is a great little watch. Really cool. Okay. Oh, looks good. I like that loom. That is cool. That sort of pale yellow straw colored loom. Really nice. All right. Let's see here. Let's kind of just evaluate what we see firsthand, and then we can go from there. You know, it's a well-worn watch. You can tell it's been on a wrist for a while, which is cool. Cosmetically, you know, it's a watch that got a lot of service, a lot of use. You still got a click ball, that's really good. Your insert, although patinated, is still very, very good in terms of the coloration. Got a little bit of loss here at the top, and I think your pip is a little loose here, so we'll probably have to reseat that with some binder. It's basically just kind of a shellac kind of glue that you use for loom and things like that. Your dial looks quite good. I can see a little bit of material that's accumulated here just to the right of the 6 position. Your hands are interesting because I think they're just hazy. I think we can actually get those to shine pretty well. And the loom is very consistent between the hands and the dial. That sort of yellowy straw color, which is so nice to see. Yeah, you need a crystal for sure. Let's check your crown. See how that functions. That's really good. Good threads. 1, 2 plus turns. Let's just take it past midnight here. There we go. That clicks over. That looks pretty good. It almost looks as though your second hand is very close to your crystal. I see some marks here that are concentric. That could just be moisture that may be condensed over time that found its way in that position. The case needs a cleaning. That's basically the story there. It's definitely got its grunge factor is pretty high. But that's all right. That's why we're here. We're going to rebuild everything and make sure it's good to go. These are just so fun to work on. All right. Well, let's actually dive a little bit deeper into the watch. Let's get some power in there, and that means I'm going to try and take the case back off, which I'm just going to try and do right here now. But I have a feeling that one's on there. Yeah. So I've put this on the machine. I'll be right back. Okay. So I got your case loosened up. So now we're going to look in here together. See if there's been any working past. Okay. So that to me is indicative of Seiko service happening at some point, and there's another service mark here. So what's that say? I don't know. D45 D16F. Don't know what that means, but it's all right. We'll try and preserve that as much as possible. Part of the history of the watch. Those hairs are not something we're going to try and preserve, but that's okay. So, looks like it's been serviced a few times. There is some indication of screwdrivers in here. You got some scratching here, a little bit of stuff accumulated here, and some, well, that's okay. Just part of the process. Okay. So my biggest concern always is balance and hairspring and water. You know, doesn't look terrible. You've had some water intrusion. That's what this green discoloration is here. It doesn't look like your balance wants to swing very easily, but there it goes. Okay, so maybe just need a little nudge to get itself rolling. So let's see what we get. That looks okay. Can we put a little power in? Oh yeah. Let's give it a good wind up. Okay. So that's the full wind. All right, let's stick it on the time grapher, just to kind of get a sense of where we are as arrived. Give me one moment. Okay, Joey. Well, you know, this is certainly a watch that needs to be serviced. The numbers are pretty poor in terms of the amplitude. You know, you can still see that there's lines here. There's you know, actual running of the watch, and it's consistent. It's not consistently amazing, but it's consistent, right? So you can see that there are individual traces here that lead to a set of points. You're terribly out of adjustment and your rate is way off and this and that, but you know, it's a watch that needs to be serviced. It's clearly something that needs some help, and that's why it's here. So not a surprise, but certainly something that we're gonna hopefully get much better through the process of doing this service. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, we're back. So should be pretty straightforward. I don't foresee anything out of the blue that's gonna get in the way. You know, you never know. You dive into these things and there could be issues. But you know, seeing that there's not a ton of water intrusion and that it's been serviced in the past, which does help because that means it's been cared for and you know somebody else has looked at it. It certainly is lacking in lubrication and is not running at its best, but we'll get it there. We'll get it tuned up and ready to go, and I'll be in touch. I'm not going to do anything cosmetically to the dial. I'm going to leave it as it is. I will try and get some of that luster back to the hands because I think it's there. I think it's just under some grime, effectively. So that will get better. But you know, your dial is your dial. It's going to be the way it is, and I don't think there's going to be a whole lot that can be done about anything that may be on here, like that little dot right there. Certainly you're in for a new crystal, but otherwise, you know, good looking watch. I think we're going to do well. So I'm ready to roll, and I'll be in touch. Thanks, Joey. Thanks for watching.